everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Monday's Mindful Message. I feel like I'm about to get poured on or a thunderstorm or something. It's very dark and ominous, but it's so hot and humid. Rain on me, I say. Alright, so this one is ways to keep busy while you're camping for adults and kids. I can talk today. Anyway, alright, let's start with the adults, okay? You're going camping with your friends, maybe you're going camping with your family. How do you stay busy? I mean, there's other things off the campsite to do, but when it's like nighttime and you're in that area where you're just kind of staying in your little, assigned area, or if it's raining, how many times am I going to say area? I got distracted. So let's talk about those times, because during the day you're out doing stuff, so clearly you're not going to need stuff to do. You're like at the beach, you're hiking, you're doing stuff. This is more like dusk night stuff. Let's get into it. So first of all, drinking games, hilarious. You got the classic beer pong. Just go to the store. They have so many crazy drinking games these days. I can't even keep up. I don't know how to play half of them, but they do come with directions. There's even like drinking yard golf. What else did I see? There's like drinking pool games, but I don't really know if I'm down with like a bunch of people drinking and swimming at the same time. Maybe if you're on floaties. Anyway, then you have adult board games. They have really good ones, like remember Trivial Pursuit? I love that game. There's like games you can play on your phone that you can just download. Apples to Apples, all kinds of cool ones. You're not just stuck with Monopoly and like Life and Twister anymore. There's lots of options. So if you know you're going camping, just grab one. Battle of the Sexes is fun for couples. They also have kids games as well. I'm going to put that on the kids list, but I'm just shooting it out there. You could build things together, like buy some supplies. You can make a birdhouse together, like maybe you guys have a camp or something. It's a keepsake. You could all be like, oh, remember we went camping and we made that birdhouse together when it was raining and we had nothing to do. You could like do tie-dyes at the campsite and like bring black paint, and you could make a custom camping shirt with everybody. A scavenger hunt for adults around the campsite, but you could make that a drinking game. You could do a campsite murder mystery, like reenactment. Everyone has a part in this little skit, and you have to figure out who the killer is, but it all happens right there at the campsite, so you're not going too far. Hilarious. Painting party. You know how they do wine and painting? Why don't you bring some canvases, some paint, and some wine, and just sit at the picnic table and drink wine and paint some funny stuff? One of you can be a model. If you want to be nude, hey, it depends on the crowd. You could do body painting, like you could paint your kids, like take turns either painting kids' faces and having a little contest, or you can have a hilarious prank and just paint somebody funny and just walk around the camp and make people giggle. You can play a sports game, bocce ball, volleyball, yard golf, kickball, soccer, throwing the ball, anything like that. A cook-off or a bake-off. Like the men get the same amount of supplies and the women get the same amount of supplies, and you have to cook it over the campfire and do a taste test and who's better. It's healthy competition, and it's fun, and it gives you something to do. Did I forget any? Oh, a time capsule. You guys could bring stuff to do together and promise that if you guys are there in 10 years, you'll come back to this site and dig up that capsule and see what you put in it. And you kind of got to plan that a little ahead of time so everybody brings something, or you can just put stuff in it from the camping trip. I think that's really awesome. You could bring off those paper lanterns, you could bring those paper lanterns to light off. It's really hot. It's getting into my brains. let's talk about kids. So obvious ones, s'mores around the campfire, cooking weenies. That's stuff that kids can handle and they love doing. Coloring, again, you could do arts and crafts at the picnic table. Kind of buy that stuff ahead of time for rainy days or nights, keeping the little ones busy, not just on your tablets, you're camping, so why don't you have them doing activities together? You could have water balloons or squirt gun fights if it's still warm, or even in the morning before you go about your day or down to the beach. Flashlight tag or little sports games. You can organize a little kickball game for the little ones. You could do bike rides, roller skating, or just take a walk after dinner around the campgrounds. Again, board games for little kids. Bubble, sidewalk chalk. They could paint the rocks. You could bring paint. You could pick up rocks all around and just paint them, and then the next day when they're dry, you could put them around the park for other people to find. Kids love doing that, or take them home. You could bring a projector screen if you have one, or even a laptop and do movies outside under the stars. Crafts like boondoggle, making jewelry, painting, like I said, rock painting. You could gather up seashells or sand dollars wherever you are and paint those as well. You don't actually have to bring things to paint. Look how pretty the sky is. It's like an early sunset. You could hide prizes on a little trail near the campsite or at the campsite. Kind of like an Easter egg hunt, but not for Easter. You just hide things, give them clues. If they find it, it's like candy, a little toy. You know, kids love that stuff. Feeding the wildlife, going to feed the ducks, feeding fish so that they come up to the surface. I would not leave food out because you're going to get bears and stuff. But I used to feed Sammy the squirrels following me, like chipmunks. Like if you sit still and put a peanut on your egg, sometimes on your leg, they sometimes, you know, come to you. Ooh. Hear that crack of thunder? Let me get home. Alright, so that's all I got. Hopefully that was helpful. Let's see if I can get anything off the top of my head. I'm drawing a blank. You could make candy, like rock candy, and bring them to the campsite and have everybody try. I know there's like $30 cotton candy machines. I think altogether it's like 50 bucks. You could order it ahead of time and you guys could make cotton candy at the camping site. Ooh, wouldn't love that. Sand art. What a great place to do sand art because it's usually sandy or dirt outside of your campsite. So you could do some sand art outside with your kids. Also keepsake for each other. And they can remember doing it with their cousins or their friends. Let's see what else. Usually if you bring baked goods like brownies and stuff, you could have a pre-arranged bake-off. Like everybody bring your best sweet. And like every night try a different sweet and everybody gets a grade, and at the end of the camping trip, whoever won gets it like a gift card to Walmart or something. Doesn't have to be serious. You could play bingo, make your own bingo with your own prizes. Skits. You could have your kids put on a little play for you, bring little costumes. They'll keep them busy. Have little props. Like, you know, Carrot Top. You know how he had a trunk? You could just bring a trunk of props and costumes for your kids and see what happens. See, telling ghost stories around the fire or stories in general. That's a tradition I wish people would bring back. Sparklers. Little kids like sparkles. Those little sparkler things. It doesn't have to just be for the 4th of July. What else? I think that's it. I hope it was helpful. Anyway, I'm going to do the rest of the mindful messages inside because I'm about to get a serious storm. I know it doesn't look like it, but it's ominous. And I heard a crack of thunder. I kind of want to do another lap, but at the same time, I'll stay close. I think that was thunder.